With that, we bring in Congressman Michael Waltz, the first Green Beret in Congress, and Congressman Mike Garcia, longtime Navy fighter pilot who served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Thanks, Leland.
Robert Sherman reports that the Ukrainians want a no-fly zone. Either of you on board with that?
Well, from my perspective, as he reported, that means American pilots, pilots like Congressman Garcia up there shooting down Russian pilots. That is a major escalation. That's essentially going to war with Russia. I think there's a lot of other things we could do and should be doing to help the Ukrainians besides that.
All right. What we are doing, Javelin missiles to take out anti-tank, anti-aircraft missiles, obviously intelligence, huge amounts of money, and the like. Congressman Garcia, Robert said that the Ukrainians believe they can win against the Russian army, which is a tall order. You all are privy to perhaps information that we are not. You think that's a good assessment on the behalf of the Ukrainians?
Look, I think they've got to figure out a way to win. They don't have an option right now. It's the old Patrick Henry saying of give me liberty or give me death. And in this case, they're either going to retain their liberties and freedoms or they will die and lose their sovereignty and independence as a nation. So they have to figure it out, and we have to figure out how to help them. We've got to get them the beans, Band-Aids, and bullets that they need in order to survive. There are theater-level defensive systems that we could be putting in place in Eastern Europe, the Patriot batteries, the F-35s in the surrounding areas to create an Iron Curtain so that we do have an option to retaliate if we have to. And there should be red lines. This administration needs to be thinking about what those red lines are, not talking about them, but they need to have the backbone to actually act when they're triggered.
The president has said the red line is an attack against an inch of NATO ground. He says that's something we're willing to fight for, and is mismatched as the Russian and Ukrainian military is. The U.S. military and the NATO army in Western Europe far outnumbers the Russian military. I want to get you this in this, Congressman, because you have been in the room, for example, with Dick Cheney and some of these sort of decisions being made at the executive level, at the national leadership level. Vladimir Putin's got a decision tonight. He is going to have a live shot, and we know this is going to happen tonight. Split screen, President Biden calling Vladimir Putin a dictator and an evil tyrant next to a live picture of Kyiv, Ukraine at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Does Vladimir Putin launch missiles at Kyiv so we see them on TV?
I think he's launching them right now. Vladimir Putin can't afford to lose domestically for his own grip on power.
What would that say if he forces that split screen of rockets raining down on live TV as the President of the United States is speaking?
Look, I think that says he's determined to win. Putin is determined to win. His decapitation strategy has failed. A quick lightning strike, get his puppet regime in, and the Soviet-Russian doctrine is to evolve into break the will of a resistance, break the will of the people. They did it in Afghanistan in the 80s. They did it in Chechnya in the 90s. They did it in Syria just in the last decade, and you're seeing them do it now in Ukraine. You will see mass bombings, rocket attacks, shelling of cities, leveling of cities, and you may even see, and this is what I want to see from Biden tonight, two things. One, clear red lines on any type of WMD, chemical, thermobaric bombs, or tactical nukes. And then I would love to see a ban on Russian oil here in the United States. The Canadians did it yesterday. I think Biden needs to do it tonight. We can't be funding with American dollars these atrocities that are going on in this attack on freedom.
Well, it's very clear that the sanctions as of now exclude the Russian energy sector. So for as much as we talk about taking away the Russians' ability to get money, we're not doing that. This gets Congressman Garcia to this. Putin's state of mind, the ultimate chess player. What would be, how do we extract a price from him that he has not yet calculated into his decision?
Well, I think the long-term defeat looks like the fall of Russia, ultimately. I think organically and within his own borders, he's going to start seeing resistance. I think in the short term, while he may be successful in the Ukraine, he's not going to be successful in maintaining the position in the Ukraine, keeping Ukraine under its control. It's going to be like Chechnya, Afghanistan, and Syria, ultimately. And so he will weaken the powers and ultimately weaken the survivability of Russia, frankly. We need to stand up to him, and we need to be an offset to it. And right now, what we don't have is that courage coming out of our president. The irony we heard Secretary of State Blinken in one of our briefs say that hey, we just want to let you all know that we will not be evacuating Americans out of the Ukraine. So please tell your constituents if they need to get out now before the war started. Yet in the midst of the shooting, when the war finally started, the first thing that Biden does is offer to get Zelensky, who is actually fighting on the ground and giving hope to his people, an opportunity to get out. So he's giving hope to the bad guys, our president, giving hope to the bad guys. And what we're looking for tonight is do something for the good guys, give hope to the good guys, and actually secure our borders, lower our taxes, get us out of Afghanistan, and support our Ukrainian allies.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I know you got a speech to go get to. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.